the devastating effects of Abiy Ahmed's senseless war on the Amhara people. March 13, 2024, by Habtamu Kabeda. The ongoing war against the Amhara people has been raging for over a year now, and its intensity and destruction have only increased in every corner of the region. The regime is utilizing every weapon at its disposal to suppress and silence the voices of the Amhara people. It is evident that the Oromo Prosperity Party, led by the narcissistic Abiy Ahmed, has a vision of Oromo domination through the concept of Oromuma, which aims to create a nation based on Oromo values. Oromuma is a term coined by a small group of extremists who aim to manipulate the population by falsely claiming to fight for the rights of the Oromo people. However, the majority of Oromos do not support or share the radical beliefs of these individuals. Like other ethnic groups in Ethiopia, the Oromos have a rich history of peaceful coexistence with other Ethiopians and are committed to maintaining this harmony and coexistence with their fellow citizens from diverse ethnic backgrounds. The term Oromuma does not refer to the Oromo people, but rather describes only the ideas of a small group of extremists. The Abiy Ahmed regime has imposed a ban on all international media and humanitarian organizations from operating in the war-torn Amhara region. This lack of oversight has enabled the regime to commit numerous atrocities, including massacres and crimes against humanity, without any accountability. As a result, the exact death toll and monetary destruction caused by this lack of oversight remain unknown. However, according to credible sources, the regime has killed over 200 civilians in Merawi town alone. The estimated death toll is believed to be in the tens of thousands, and the monetary damage is estimated to amount to tens of billions of dollars. The war has devastated the economy, causing the region to regress to its state 40 years ago. Roads, bridges, hospitals, schools, and other critical infrastructures have been destroyed beyond repair. The regime is currently diverting the region's budget towards purchasing war machines and military equipment, neglecting critical economic sectors. This will lead to further employment and economic hardship for the region's working age population. The ongoing war in Amhara region is causing significant disruption for farmers, hindering their ability to tend to their crops and livestock. As a result, there will likely be shortages of food and other essential commodities, which could lead to economic, social, and political instability. According to reports from local farmers and field workers, the authoritarian regime has allegedly banned the distribution of fertilizer in the rural region of Amhara, which is known for its abundant agricultural production. The regime intentionally obstructed the distribution of fertilizer, resulting in significant economic harm to the region's farming communities. Due to this deliberate decision, farmers are unable to access fertilizer for their crops, resulting in decreased yield and substantial financial losses. This intentional action by the regime has significantly damaged the region's agricultural sector, causing devastating consequences for both farmers and the overall economy.
ስሜ ተናኝ ነው። ከአዲስ አበባ ነው የመጣሁት። ስድስተኛ በጣም ተነግደንጂ ነበር ስመጣ ባዶ ነው ቤቱ ምንም ነገር የለም። እዛው አንዱ ለሳምንት ተቀመጥን። አንድ ቤት 3 ቤተሰብ ሆነን ከዛ በኋላ ቤት አናከራይም ሲሉን ወደዚህ መጣ። ቤት እንዳታከራዩ ተባሉልን። የተረሰባችሁን እንዳታከራዩ አዱና ከዛው እናከራይም ሲሉን ወደዚህ መጣን። ሁሉም ነገር ቤተሰቦች ጓደኞቼ ምናምን እዛ
The people of the Amhara region are currently facing significant challenges in accessing basic medical services. Due to safety concerns, healthcare workers have been forced to stop providing medical services, leaving many people without access to necessary care. The ongoing conflicts have resulted in the destruction of several hospitals and clinics, leaving the remaining facilities to struggle to provide adequate care due to a shortage of resources. This lack of proper treatment can quickly turn treatable illnesses into life-threatening ones. Furthermore, the limited access to necessary immunizations put children at risk of preventable diseases. The war has intentionally victimized countless individuals, particularly girls and women who have been sexually enslaved and subjected to unspeakable acts of cruelty and violence. This includes those who have been directly attacked and injured, requiring assistance to recover and survive. The exact numbers of those traumatized is unknown, but it is a significant and devastating reality. This account does not include specific details about the war or conflict, but it is a reminder of the immense suffering and trauma endured by women and girls in these situations. There are reports from various sources that individuals associated with Abiy Ahmed are intentionally infecting and spreading sexually transmitted diseases, including HIV, AIDS, and other infectious illnesses. We must note that the current location of the 17th university student Amhara girls who were abducted by Abiy Ahmed's captors remain unknown. There is strong evidence to suggest that they are being held against their will as sex slaves. According to foreign investigative journalists' recent report, Abiy Ahmed is the leader of these criminals responsible for the abductions and killings taking place across the country.
Right now, there is a genocide happening in Ethiopia. The cleansing of Amhara people have been going on for a long time, but now things have escalated to a whole new level. Many people choose not to believe that this genocide is happening, but it is a real thing. There is a literal picture of a child with his brain out of his head. A child. Children are being killed every single day. I am tired. I am so tired. I will be posting every single day. I don't care how long it takes, but people need to know what's going on in Ethiopia right now. The picture is way too graphic, but I have shared it on my Instagram. People need to see our pain and what our people are going through. People need to feel our people's pain.
Due to delayed and incomplete payments, public school teachers, doctors, and government health workers are unable to provide for their families. This has led to families being unable to pay for basic necessities such as rent and groceries, causing a significant increase in homelessness and food insecurity in the region. The regime's warplanes and drones are intentionally targeting churches, religious festivals, social gatherings, and civilians in order to instill fear and cause maximum damage. This has resulted in numerous innocent civilians suffering amputations and becoming disabled. Homes have been reduced to ashes and livestock have been targeted by bombs, leaving the once self-sufficient Amhara people impoverished. Abiy Ahmed henchmen are known for their brutality and crimes against humanity. Multiple reports have documented instances of random shootings and killings of innocent civilians by Abiy Ahmed's security forces. My friend's brother was among the victims, and he was brutally and senselessly gunned down in front of his own home by these killers. The slain victim was a father of 5 young children and had no political involvement. He was busy running his bakery business to support his young family. Various reports also confirmed massacres of civilians in various cities, such as Marawi, which is located in Goja. Most importantly, thousands of schools were intentionally targeted and destroyed by the regime's warplanes, drones, and other weapons of mass destruction, such as missiles and bombs. As a result, millions of school-age children are prevented from attending schools, which will lead to disruption of education and increased crime rates and poverty in the future.
ሰራዊቱ ህዝብ መሃል የድሮን ጥቃት ፈጽሟል የሚሉ የተለያዩ ጅምብሮች እየወጡ ነው ያሉትና ይሄንን በተመለከተስ የሚሉት አለ?
ድሮን እኮ የተሰራው ለጦርነት ነው፣ ለውጊያ ነው። ድሮን የተሰራው የገዛ ነው ልንዋጋበት ነው እንጂ ድሮን አለን እያልን በሚዲያ ልንገልጸው አይደለም። የጦር መሳሪያ ነው። ልክ እንደ ክላሽ ያቅሙን ይሰራል፣ ሌላውም ያቅሙን ይሰራል። ድሮንም የራሱን ስራ ይሰራል። ድሮን እኛ የምንጠቀመው ለስብስብ ዕላማ ነው።
Furthermore, the senseless war is leaving behind a generation of orphan children. Similarly, women are becoming widows and families are losing their breadwinners, leading to internal displacement and numerous other social problems. As it is well known, Ethiopia currently has the highest rate of internally displaced persons, IDPs, in the world. Abiy Ahmed has been planning for quite some time and weighing various options on how to oppress and subjugate the Amhara people as part of his Oromization agenda. In fact, his motivation to suppress the Amhara people has nothing to do with the rise of the Amhara Defense Force, Finote. Abiy had his vision of quashing the Amhara people from his childhood, as he was brainwashed by the Oromo extremist elements. It is important to note that Abiy Ahmed commissioned the controversial Anole statue, which symbolizes hatred towards King Menelik and the Amhara people. Despite Abiy Ahmed's controversial background, many were drawn in by his promises and empty rhetoric. However, the Ethiopian People Revolutionary Party, EPRP, was the only political organization that recognized his intentions and predicted the potential consequences. The EPRP, a well-established political party, recognized the potential impact of Abiy Ahmed's rise to power and the potential consequences it could lead on the country. Despite the allure of Ahmed's promises, the EPRP maintained a cautious and vigilant approach in evaluating his intentions and warned the public of his dubious plans to lead the nation into its current state.
The regime in power in Addis Ababa is an ethnic regime. It believes in Oromo supremacy, Oromo domination of other peoples. It believes also in the displacement of people to take away their land. There is nothing about it. And before, all the bureaucracy, all the institutions, everything was run by people coming from the Tigray region of Meles. Now it is by Oromo appointees of this pseudo-new, because it has been there in the system for the last 27 years. Pseudo-new elements. So they are very greedy, they are very inexperienced and fast also in their desire to acquire as much power and property as possible. So they have led to this displacement of 3 million people, the biggest number I think in the world this time. And then the very violent groups have been set up by them. Government propagated sponsored militias, and these extremists who have been called in from abroad have been let loose on the people. So they go around massacring people, especially the Amhara people, especially Amharas, whom they hate. And so this is a system that existed, dividing the people, and that can only continue by dividing the people along that line. And so they promise an election next year. The whole country is in turmoil. It's the rule of law is broken. There is banditry and there is killing and there is, as you said, ethnic conflicts sponsored by them. There is no peace. There is no stability. There is no democratic institutional laws for election. So they want to say, well, we're going to have an election, which they will win, of course, hands down. They will win it 100%, not maybe 100% as before, but they will win it. So that's not a substitute for a transitional process involving transitional people's government, what we demanded, what the people demand. So it's a dictatorship which was there even before the guys assumed power. And that's what we said. From the beginning we said, let's have a peaceful transition. As we said during my last time and the direct time, let's have a peaceful transition involving all forces, not dominated by any force, by any ethnic group, or by foreigners. They refused. So chaos will continue. The chaos will continue. What we predict is not prophecy, it's the reality. Any sober man can sit down, a human being can sit down and analyze the situation unless some interest guards shields him from seeing the thing. The reality says more of the chaos will continue, more bloodshed will continue, more conflicts will be there, and the demise of the so-called new elements will come in the end, or the country will be one of the most destabilized and war-torn regions in the Horn of Africa.
Sadly, many disregarded the call and were not willing to see him for what he was until it was too late and significant damage had already been done. Therefore, the Amhara people must continue to fight for their survival and freedom until they are achieved. They cannot afford to lose and continue living under Abiy Ahmed's authoritarian rule, as his policies have resulted in widespread oppression and violence against their community. Despite the aforementioned calamities, the Amhara people have no choice but to resist and demand change by any means necessary to ensure their survival and safety. The Amhara people and Fano are fighting to defend themselves and their right to survival, which is justifiable by any measure. Therefore, there is no doubt that they will soon be victorious and will march on the streets of Addis Ababa. The historic tricolor flag will proudly fly at the Menelik Palace and throughout the entire country as well.
We're